One of the questions I get asked a lot about is WordPress security, and I'm sure you've heard horror stories where people have had their WordPress websites hacked and lost everything. I mean, if they didn't keep a backup, then there would have been, no way to restore it, because it's really, really difficult usually to get rid of problems when they arrive. These sort of malicious software on your server and stuff. It's very difficult to clean up. You can get, a professional service to clean it up for you, but then it becomes costly. So it's best to do whatever you can to try and secure your WordPress website. Of course, if a hacker gets in, there's a good chance they could just delete everything anyway. So if you haven't got a backup, you will be in a mess there. Okay, so one of the tips that I will give you, the very first tip to get to secure your website, is if there's an update for WordPress, update to it immediately, because WordPress releases fixes. Whenever there's a vulnerability found in WordPress that would allow a hacker into your site, WordPress fixes it as soon as they know about it, uploads a new version, and you need that new version to protect you against hackers who know about that new vulnerability. So there's tip number one. Now the second thing, a few years ago, I think it was 2007, I came across a plugin that said it would basically make your website hack-proof, your WordPress website hack-proof. Now that's quite a bold claim, but I tried it on several of my websites. I had a website hacked before that. That's why I was looking for a plugin that might help. And I actually put this plugin on all of my websites. And I had at the time probably around about 100 websites, and I put this plugin on all of them. And since that time, I've never had a WordPress website hacked. Now, I know that's a silly thing to say, because now some hacker's going to say, right, I'm going to teach you a lesson and I'm going to hack your site. But, the reason I'm telling you this is so that you know that I have absolute faith in this particular plugin. And I want to show you how it works. Now, to show you how it works, what I'm going to do is, I've got this little world clock up here, and I've got that so you can see that I'm not actually going to pause the video, but I will be pausing the video at one point, just for a few seconds, because there's something I need to do during the login process for this plugin that I really don't want to show and let you see. However, to show you how the plugin works, what I'll do is I'll create a new username and password. I'll log in with it using, with the plugin installed on this website. I'll log in with it, and then I'll simulate a hacker coming in, and you can see exactly what happens when a hacker tries to come in. Okay, so let's go over to users. We're going to add a new user. And what I've done is I've put here username and password. So I'm going to just copy and paste these so you can see what they are. That you can see, but the password, if I start typing in a password, you can't see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste the password so you can see. The password is Pepper, all small letters. And just right click. Whoops, let me just go back and enable. I want that clock to come up, but the problem is, there we go, you can see the clock now. So you can see that I'm not actually pausing the video during this process. Copy, let's go back to password here. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to paste it again, and I'm going to click add new user. Okay, so now I have this new user Peter with the password Pepper. Right, let's log out. I'll type Peter Pepper. Whoops, let me just delete that. Let me just right click, paste, log in. Okay, I'm into the profile. In fact, let me just go back, because I've obviously made him haven't made him a admin user. So just so that we can see that this is working for admin users, let me just change the role to administrator. And this robo form keeps popping up right over the clock where I don't want it. Let me see if I can lift the clock further up so you can see it. Okay, let me log out. I'm going to go in with Peter. Let me just go back over here. I'm going to copy the password, paste, and log in. Okay, I'm now in as an admin user, Peter. You know, it has my name up there, but look, you see username Peter. Okay, right, let's log out. Now, let's simulate a hacker. Now, a hacker is going to have a different IP address because they're coming from a different place. So let's just log in to this VPN, which will change my IP address to USA, Florida. While that's doing that, I'll have a sip of my coffee. All the time up here you can see the clock isn't stopping. Okay, my original ISP is in Spain, my new ISP is Jackson, Florida. Okay, let's go back in. I'm going to copy the username. Paste. Let's copy the password so you know I haven't changed it. Keeping an eye on the clock so you can see that I'm not stopping the clock to do anything. Paste. Login. 403 forbidden, which means I can't get in. Let's go back over here. I'm going to disconnect. So I'm back to my original ISP again. Let's go back to and we'll go back, get the password. So I'm now my normal IP address again. This is me. The software knows it's me. The plugin knows it's me. And I've logged in. So clearly this plugin is using the IP address, and even if somebody knows the username and password, if they're not on your IP address, they can't get in. Now, one of the questions I get asked here is, my IP address changes. I'm on some sort of dynamic IP address changing thing, or my internet provider changes my IP address. My IP address isn't the same all the time. Neither is mine. My IP address changes all the time, but the plugin still works. There's a step in using the plugin which I haven't shown you. I thought I was going to have to pause the video just to get through that step, which takes a couple of seconds, but I didn't because I'd already carried out that step when I first logged into the website. So essentially, if your IP address changes, it doesn't matter. You will still be able to use this plugin and it will still protect you. So what this plugin does essentially is it stops anybody from accessing WP admin folder on your website, which is basically the important one, if they're not on the same IP address. Even if they know or they guess your username and password, they will not be able to get in. And this also, the WP admin folder also has a lot of the most important files in there, and so essentially it's stopping hackers from getting into that WP admin folder. When they try to log in, you can see when you log in it goes directly into that folder. Now obviously because they haven't got the right IP, they're getting a 404 because they can't get in. So that's a little demonstration of how this plugin works. Now this plugin isn't free, but as I said, I've been using it for several years and I was so impressed with it that I bought resale rights to it a number of years ago. I think in fact it was 2007, 2008 when I bought the resale rights to it, so that I could give it, or rather sell it to through my newsletter or to anybody who wanted. In fact, people who are on my courses get it for free because I'm allowed to give it away if the value of what I'm selling is worth more than the value of this. Now the minimum price that I can sell this for is $12, and so that's the price that I've set for it. So this plugin you can get for $12. It will, well, as I said, I've never had a website hacked with it, so it is a very, very good security tool for WordPress websites. And with that license that you buy for $12, you can use it on all of your websites. So that's the plugin. There's a link below the video if you're interested. And even if you don't use this, do make sure you keep your website updated if there's a WordPress update. And on the website I will be creating another video of another security tool that I use. This particular one is my first line of defense, and this is the one I use on all websites. There is one or two other plugins you can use which will supplement the security, and in another video I'll show you that as well. And the two together work very, very well to combat hackers, to combat spam comments and so on. So I'll see you in another video for that one.